The Young and the Restless spoilers, January 19th-23, 2026. A week of unraveling truths and explosive confrontations. Get ready, Genoa City fans, for a week that promises to redefine loyalties, expose hidden agendas, and send shockwaves through every powerful family in town. The week of January 19th-23, 2026, on The Young and the Restless isn't just about drama. It's about the fragile foundations of trust cracking under the weight of long-buried secrets and desperate gambits. From the corporate boardrooms to the dimly lit bars where truths are finally spoken, here's your exclusive, in-depth look at the chaos to come. Monday, January 19th, the specter of the past. The week kicks off with a confrontation steeped in shared history and present-day tension. Sally Spectra, having pieced together a troubling pattern in Kane Ashby's recent consulting work for Chancellor Winters, decides direct action is the only course. She corners him at society, but this isn't a simple accusation. Sally's approach is tactical, leveraging her own complex history with the Ashby clan to probe an unsettling theory. Is Kane's sudden return to Genoa City business merely a favor to Lily, or is he executing a long-game play for power, possibly at the behest of a hidden benefactor? Kane's charming deflections will only go so far. Sally's sharp intuition is already connecting dots he desperately wishes would remain unlinked. Meanwhile, a different kind of inquisition begins. Noah Newman, increasingly disturbed by his father Nick's detached and erratic behavior, stages an intervention disguised as a casual lunch. Noah's concern is palpable. He's seen the shadows behind Nick's eyes, the same ones that appeared during Nick's darkest periods. Noah's questioning will be gentle but persistent, forcing Nick to either come clean about the turmoil raging within him or build a higher wall to keep his own son out. This father-son heart-to-heart will set the emotional tone for a week where familial bonds are tested to their limits. Tuesday, January 20th, a chancellor in crisis and a patriarch's warning. The tension at Chancellor Winters reaches a boiling point as Abby Chancellor and Devon Hamilton clash over the company's future direction. It's more than a business disagreement. It's a fundamental rift in vision, exacerbated by the unspoken grief they still share. Abby, driven by a desire to build a legacy that honors both Chance and Dominic, proposes a bold, expansionist move. Devon, cautious and protective of the empire his father built, sees only reckless risk. Their debate exposes raw nerves, leading to a stunning accusation from Abby that Devon's resistance is less about strategy and more about control. This argument threatens to shatter their hard-won partnership, leaving Lily to wonder if this family-run company can survive its own family. Across town, a battle of another era reignites. Victor Newman, having caught wind of Jabot's aggressive new research into a market sector Newman Enterprises considers its own, decides to bypass corporate formalities. He arrives unannounced at Jack Abbott's office. This is not the mustache of old, making theatrical threats. This is a cold, calculated Victor who puts Jack on notice with a chilling simplicity. He reminds Jack of the cost of their past wars and suggests that the current détente is a luxury, not a guarantee. Victor's message is clear: pull back, or prepare for a conflict that will consume everything and everyone they hold dear. Jack is left to weigh his company's ambition against the specter of all-out war. Wednesday, January 21st. Secrets spilled and alliances forged. The fallout from Sally and Kane's talk spirals. Sally, now convinced Kane is a Trojan horse, takes her fears to Billy Abbott. But Billy's reaction is not what she expects. Instead of alarm, he displays a knowing frustration, suggesting he's already aware of, or even complicit in, Kane's activities. Sally is left reeling, questioning not just Kane's motives, but Billy's judgment and loyalty. Is Billy playing a dangerous game, or is he being played? This breach between Sally and Billy could leave them both vulnerable as corporate machinations swirl around them. In a quiet moment at Crimson Lights, Sharon Rosales shares her fears about Nick with Adam Newman. In a poignant twist, the two people who have loved Nick in the most complicated ways find common ground in their concern. Sharon's worry is maternal and profound, while Adam's is laced with a brother's wary understanding of the Newman curse. This unlikely counsel could spark a fragile new alliance as they agree to watch over Nick, a pact that Victor would see as the ultimate betrayal, but which may be Nick's only lifeline. Thursday, January 22nd. Desperate measures and romantic crossroads. As the pressure mounts, Nick Newman makes a drastic and impulsive decision. Driven by whatever demon he's battling, and perhaps spurred by Noah's probing, he takes a radical step that will send immediate shockwaves through Newman Enterprises and leave his family in a state of panic. This is not a calculated business move. It's the action of a man with nothing left to lose, and it will force Victor, Victoria, and Adam into a reactive stance they never anticipated. Simultaneously, Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles find their mutually beneficial arrangement at Jabbo evolving into something far more charged. A late-night strategy session blurs professional lines, leading to a moment of undeniable connection. But is this a genuine spark or a masterful play by Audra to secure her position? As they stand on the precipice of crossing a line, both must decide if the potential reward is worth the inevitable carnage, especially with Diane Abbott watching the corporate and personal dynamics with a hawk's eye. Friday, January 23rd. Reckonings and Revelations. The week concludes with explosive fallout. Victor, now aware of Nick's actions and possibly sensing Sharon and Adam's collaboration, moves to lock down his empire. He summons key players to the ranch for a family meeting that feels more like a tribunal. Loyalties will be declared, and sides will be chosen under the patriarch's piercing gaze. Meanwhile, the Abby and Devon conflict finds an unexpected mediator, Lily Winters. Fearing the permanent destruction of both her company and her family, Lily stages a high-stakes intervention, forcing them to confront not just their business disagreement, but the unresolved grief and guilt that fuels it. Her words will either begin a healing process or cement the fracture. Finally, in a cliffhanger moment, Kane Ashby is seen in a shadowy location, placing a hushed phone call. His words, "The pieces are in place. They're all looking the wrong way," confirmed Sally's worst fears. But who is on the other end of the line? The answer promises to set the stage for a conspiracy that could topple empires. So, there you have it, a week in Genoa City where every conversation holds a double meaning, every alliance is provisional, and the past is the most active player in town. Which storyline has you on the edge of your seat? Are Sally's instincts about Kane correct? Can Abby and Devon's bond survive this power struggle? And what truly has driven Nick to the brink? Drop your theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. The game is on, and in Genoa City, the only certainty is that by this time next week, the landscape will be forever changed.